Hi, my name is Josh, and this is our signature assignment presentation for environmental. And the topic we chose is deforestation.
What is deforestation? Deforestation has greatly altered landscapes around the world. Forests are home to three-quarters of the world's wildlife. Deforestation is the clearing of trees on the land. Land that they clear the trees of is usually used to grow crops or build infrastructure like houses, buildings, or highways. How did it start and why? Deforestation first started around the 1600s and throughout the 1870s, when agricultural expansion, wood extraction such as logging or wood harvest for domestic fuel or charcoal became popular. Is it an environmental justice issue? The answer is definitely. Forests make the planet livable for all kinds of species, but human activities destroying them at an alarming rate. Deforestation threatens our environment, impacts human lives, and kills millions of animals every year. Deforestation destroys ecosystems that are vital to wildlife for humans alike.
And how does it impact the environment? Uh, it causes habitat destruction, soil erosion, climate change, and human health and food. First of all, is habitat destruction. One of the biggest issues on deforestation is the loss of habitat, since many species and plants live in forests, losing their homes. It removes sources such as water and food for animals. The destruction leads to forests not being able to maintain the population, losing its diversity. As there's not a lot of space, leaves more competition between species. It decreases on mating and causes species to move to secondary forests, leading to not having the same sources as the primary forest, causing problems to survive. Next is soil erosion. Deforestation causes soil erosion as the soil retains the water from the help of the trees, as when the trees are gone, causes the soil to erode. The lack of water in the soil of the barren land without planting anything can cause flooding. It can sweep land into rivers, and as the new plants are planted on where the trees are cut, cannot survive in that soil, causing farmers to cut down more trees for better soil. Next is climate change. Deforestation causes climate change because it releases carbon dioxide from cutting trees, causing millions of emissions of greenhouse gases each year. Causes animals to move away from the habitat as their home climate has changed. It changes the weather and climate patterns affecting habitats and humans. The climate change in a habitat causes it to be harder for animals to adapt to it. And lastly, there is an increase on fires, droughts, and heat waves from climate change. Lastly is human health and food. Deforestation can cause a big impact on humans as it affects the health from diseases and the loss of food as crops can't grow well from the deforestation. Populations of cities transform forests into lands to grow as the soil loses its fertility, making it hard to grow for long periods of time. The decrease of forests can create more contact between animals and humans, spreading diseases. In the 2017 research, there was a forest destruction in the West Africa that was found that disease Ebola could be connected to it. On a 2020 research, it was found that there was an increase on malaria as mosquitoes do good on diversity, increasing, causing more spreading.
One cause of deforestation is clear cutting. Clear cutting is the act of cutting down trees from a given area without replacing what was removed. And why is this bad? Clear cutting impacts the environment by removing organisms, habitats, causing ecosystems to change in a negative way by decreasing biodiversity. For example, over 50,000 acres of California's trees are removed by clear cutting each year to create more room for businesses, causing a drastic toll on the environment. A sustainable alternative to an act like clear cutting that causes deforestation is selective lodging. Selective lodging is the removal of trees in a given area based on specific criteria based on height, species, and access to light. There are three types of lodging systems used. Clear cutting, which is the removal of all trees in a given area. Shelter wood is just a thinning of trees to allow more trees to grow with more light. And selective cutting, the most sustainable way, which is cutting the best trees down and leaving the rest to grow stronger. So what are the benefits to selective lodging? There are many benefits that come with selective lodging, such as allowing organisms to still have a habitat in the lodging process, which is removed whenever clear cutting is undergone, provides more light, boosts seed growth from the light that comes in after the trees are cut down, more sustainable than other methods such as clear cutting, and less toxins are released into the air that is seen through clear cutting and burning down forests to create for more room. And large companies' contributions to deforestation. In order for deforestation to decrease, large corporate companies that produce beef, palm oil, soy, and wood, the largest contributing factors to 80% of global deforestation, need to take the necessary steps to produce product in a more sustainable way, such as incorporating crop and livestock rotation, eliminating tilling, and adopting agroforestry practices. Agroforestry is the intentional integration of trees and shrubs into crop and animal farming systems to create an environmental, economical, and social benefits. Practice like reforestation, which is planting trees, and planting trees that were cut down and using techniques like selective lodging can reduce the impact of deforestation on the environment.
Associated environmental policies. Endangered First is the Endangered Species Act. It was enacted on December 28th in 1973. Its enactment was to protect the United States national bird, the bald eagle. The bald eagle was being hunted at the time and its environment was being destroyed. So it motivated Congress to pass the Endangered Species Act. The act establishes protection for fish, wildlife, and plants, and also protects the listed species habitats both domestically and abroad. This act protects the wildlife and its environment. Next is the Wilderness Act. It was enacted in 1964 by Lyndon B. Johnson, introduced by Howard Seiners, and it established the National Wilderness Preservation System, also protects more than 800 federally designated areas. It prohibits all commercial activities within designated wilderness areas and prohibits motorized and mechanical access, as well as the building of road structures and other facilities within wilderness areas from being built. Here are some facts. Around 2,000 years ago, 80% of the world was full of trees, and today that number has dropped significantly to only 37%. In the Amazon, around 17% of the forest has been lost to the last 50 years, mostly due to forest conversion for cattle ranching. 25% of Western drugs and pharmaceuticals and 25% of all cancer-fighting drugs come from the rainforest.
And this is the link to the bibliography we did. Thank you.